Hi, welcome back. I am Paul Chartier. We've got guests on today from Surgery on Sunday, and if you can think of a better gift at Christmas than what you all do, I can't think of anything more significant. Dr. Paul Carney and McKay Moore, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
You are both on the board. McKay, you work in fundraising and development and social media.
Correct.
Who wants to tell people what Surgery on Sunday does?
I'm going to let McKay take that one now.
Well, basically what we do is we're a nonprofit organization, and we look for people below the poverty line that need help, and we provide them with outpatient surgery. And just basically, you know, people that have fallen through the cracks and have nowhere else to go.
And it's free.
And it's all free.
How many doctors do you have doing this?
Carney could probably speak to that.
Yeah, I think on a volunteer basis, I want to say we have about 20, maybe 30 if you count all the anesthesia people. We have a range of surgeons in all specialties: ophthalmology, oral surgery, otolaryngology, plastic surgery, general surgery, orthopedic surgery. We have a group of anesthesia people and CRNA, certified registered nurse anesthetists, who provide anesthetic care for us. We have a whole army of volunteer nursing staff that give their time once a month on a Sunday to do everything from preoperative screening and getting the patients in, getting them ready for surgery, helping with the surgeons in the operating room, and then recovering the patients before they go home.
It's really an army of people to get the job done.
I mean, it's stunning what you all do, because you're really changing and saving people's lives.
I think we provide a we provide a valuable service for people that simply cannot afford necessary operations that they need. And I don't know how else to say it. This is altruism at its best, and it's a remarkable feat. And actually, it goes back to really Andy Moore, whose brainchild this really is, and he began speaking about it. But the inertia to get this thing off the ground and get all the parts in place, and to get a facility willing to donate their facility.
And it's whom that does that?
Health South. The Surgery Center at Health South.
Okay.
Surgery Center.
It's mind-boggling what you do, that someone can have a disease affliction, something that needs some immediate attention, and you've got people that for free on a Sunday do it.
I think it's not really any big task to try to get a lot of people on board to sign up and volunteer for this, because I think they all feel that it's such a good cause, and it's very rewarding to help these people and get them back on their feet.
It's remarkable, and I know you do this for a living, and you probably at some point, some level, take it for granted. But the significance of what you're doing for these people, how do people find out about Surgery on Sunday?
Go ahead, McKay.
We get a lot of social worker referrals, other doctor referrals. You can find out about us at our website, surgeryonsunday.org. We have a Facebook page, general word of mouth. There's any number of ways that we could have a patient referred to us.
And how long does it take to prepare for a typical Sunday?
The setup now has become fairly routine. I think that in the beginning, it was a little tough to get the first couple of half days off, because there were a lot of logistics, and we had a lot of key people that needed to volunteer. For instance, we have one of the directors from Health South, one of the nurses who's responsible for management of that operating room. He comes and sets up for us and provides all of the setup and equipment pulls, and then the volunteers, many of whom work there on a regular basis, come in and pull all the operating room sets. The schedules are set ahead of time, and then everybody knows what the procedures are going to be, and then all the packs are pulled and the rooms are cleaned. The patients come to us, interestingly enough, from a variety of sources. They come from us. They come from various charitable organizations that take care of people that are unfunded. They come to us from the Department of Health. They come to us from some outlying counties and primary care physicians who know the patients can't pay. They're screened, they're referred to our offices actually, and we agree to evaluate them for nothing. So in addition to the surgical procedure, which is provided at no cost, we also evaluate them. There is a whole group of volunteer physicians who do some of the medical evaluations. Some of these patients have medical problems that interfere with anesthesia or may provide particular surgical risks. So these patients are referred out to cardiologists and internal medicine doctors or other specialists to evaluate them and clear them for surgery, all for free. There are laboratories that do free labs for us ahead of time. We can get x-rays at no cost. So this is a huge network of healthcare providers, not just physicians, who do a great deal of work as a run-up actually to the day of surgery, which really becomes anticlimactic when you get down to it.
McKay, I would imagine it takes a lot of money to get this done.
Well, it's actually a surprisingly small amount. We average about 1,000 procedures a year at a cost of about $200 per procedure.
Oh my gosh.
And we've managed to save, numbers are rough, but Medicare and Medicaid probably about $100 million just in Lexington.
Huh.
And the local hospital's a significant chunk of change as well.
And have you gotten a thank you note from them?
We have not yet.
Oh, imagine that. What are some of your biggest barriers right now?
Just keeping the word out, continuing to get the volunteers, the patients, the funding. Right now we're in a time of expansion where we're expanding into other cities. Louisville has started up a program. We're starting up in Central Baptist here in Lexington as well, and several other cities around the U.S. So we'd like other people to kind of take our model and run with it. We've got a general idea how we do things, but because of the flexibility we allow other places, we just tell them to do what works for you, don't necessarily do what works for us.
So it's a duplicatable model.
It is, but also it's, you're different communities and you have different issues and different barriers to cross, so do what you can.
Dr. Carney, how long have you been doing this?
I've been with the program since it was initiated, so I've started on the first surgery on Sunday and I've been doing it ever since, so I want to say it's running about
2005.
Yeah, so
Wow.
about eight years now.
Any idea how many people you've helped?
If you average out 1,000 procedures a year, then it'd be about 8,000.
1,000 a year?
Yeah, it's a lot of people. And a lot of good people doing stuff. And it's not just, the interesting thing is, for instance, we use a lot of medical devices. These are exceedingly expensive. So we have agreements with some of the pharmaceutical companies and device makers, and they provide a lot of this stuff to us for free, so that we can do implants and other things that would otherwise cost thousands of dollars at no cost to the patients. And many of these guys, some of these device guys, either volunteer there or they come and bring their products. So it really is a remarkably generous endeavor when you get down to its base.
I'm speechless at what you do, because we know about healthcare right now and the barriers and the red tape and the funding and the reimbursements and all that, and then you throw in the devices. The devices have to be expensive.
Yeah, so some of the prosthetic materials we use may cost thousands of dollars for an individual case. And all that's provided at no cost by these device representatives,
Yes,
or company
yeah.
representatives, and some of it is donated by Health South. For instance, the anesthetic gases and oxygen and all those things that cost money are all used at no cost to surgery on Sunday. I think there's some important things to remember, that we have a huge cost offset for the community. I think McKay just mentioned it. if you can take care of these people at no cost through private offices and elective general surgery, you keep them out of the high-cost areas of medicine like frequent visits to the emergency department, which is one of the most expensive ways for patients to utilize the healthcare system. They wind up getting diagnostic studies in laboratories that they can't pay for. So this really streamlines care for people who are unfunded.
And I think beyond some of just the healthcare costs too, you look at people that may otherwise have to deal with disability or unemployment, those type of issues that could keep them out of the workforce for 2 years.
I was just going to mention that.
So by getting them back on the feet, we're getting them back in the workforce, back to being productive, which is their desire anyways. And I think that's a big benefit to the community as well.
The impact then that you're having not on the individual, but on the community and the place that we live is huge.
Yes.
You're so humble just to say yes.
Well, we've been fortunate enough to service every county in Kentucky and many of the surrounding ones in other states as well.
Every nonprofit is a great nonprofit. Everyone makes a difference. But to transform lives and families and a community in the way that you do, when people are facing life and death or serious health issues, you guys are really angels of life.
Yeah, I think that if you look at it from medical training, my view as a surgeon, and my life as a physician, I think that all of us have an obligation. That's the way I view it, as a physician, to volunteer our time and our talent and give it away. We all make good livings. And for us to not be able to give away 1 half day a week and see a few patients who can't pay you and operate on them for nothing, the return is immense. And they come to the office, they pay us with things they've carved, or they might pay us with a hat or something they cook for us, and those rewards are sometimes better, a great hug or a grateful patient, and so the reward outweighs the amount of time that we put in to give.
And to me, that's one of the big benefits of the program as well. You have the old school doctors like Dr. Kearney, my father, who were raised in the medical field to know that you take care of people that need it. And I think that's something that's kind of lost a little bit today in medical training and just in society in general. So the program gets a lot of students, we get a lot of residents in there, and and they see what kind of giving back is all about, and some valuable training and some valuable surgery time as well.
Well, in the last minute, that you are models for not just for doctors, but for how people ought to contribute to their community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And pass on the thanks to your dad and your uncles, and give the website, please, one more time for people to get involved. Let them know.
It's surgeryonsunday.org, and we also have a Facebook page as well.
McKay Moore, thanks for kind of steering the ship. And Dr. Kearney, thank you for your contributions, and all the other doctors as well. You guys do great work. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I'm Paul Chartier. Have a nice holiday, and you go out and make a difference yourselves.